They find pearls in the dime store or in oysters in the sea, but they'll never find a pearl like the one that belongs to me. Mine is absolutely perfect. It can mend and sew a hem. It can fix the finest meals. It's a truly flawless gem. Since it's been in my possession, it's grown prettier every day and has made my life worth living in a happier sort of way. It has brightened me for 2 years, and I pray for many more. I'm truly glad I found it and named it Pearl Navor. On big construction projects, it takes an angel to make things go. Plans and tools are no good unless that backing is there, you know. The plans I made 3 years ago are working to a T. I've built a home of happiness, and out of 2, made 3. It's really a bit of heaven, living so square and true, but plain facts I can't deny. My angel, dear, is you, and I do mean angel. Jerry. Remember back in 34 when we first met on the dance floor. This was the Ambassador Roof in Kansas City. Remember how in 35 we'd wait for letters to arrive? And here she is with her address, Pearl Test, and his letters from her at his address. They lived about 3 blocks away from each other. Remember back in 36, Going Steady and Dorothy Dix. Dorothy Dix was an advice columnist, and they wrote and asked her if they were too young to go steady. I don't remember what her answer was. And they're wearing the outfits that they had. Remember how in 37, Thanksgiving then was really heaven. They got engaged. Remember June in 38? 'Twas then I got the perfect mate. Remember how in 39, in our convertible, we'd shine? I think that was their first car. Remember how we'd hunt in 40 and found our house both quaint and sporty? Remember how in 41 we let another in on our fun? Remember this, my little dear, who's made life happier each year. You give so much true joy to me that I give you this guarantee. This is to certify that Pearl Navor has more than satisfactorily completed 4 years as a loyal and devoted wife, and is hereby awarded a lifetime guarantee that her husband will endeavor to the best of his ability to make their life together a thing of beauty and joy as long as they both shall live. Jerry Navor, Manager. Sealed with a P and a J. P is for the perfect life that we enjoy as man and wife. E means that we will endeavor to keep our happiness forever. A means we'll always be a successful family. R means that our house is run with much good faith and lots of fun. L stands for our love galore of the past 5 years and forevermore. These letters put together quickly spell the reason that poems like these come with such ease, season after season. Happy 5th anniversary. Victory 2. 6 years ago it started with a heart-shaped seed of love. It started sprouting gaily, guided on by heaven above. The 2 main branches grew as one, entwined with high endeavor. They symbolize both you and me, together, dear, forever. The blossoms in the 3rd year's growth bore fruit of peachy hue, a perfect little girl for all the world like you. And the 6th year's blossom now is a bouncing boy like me. Hasn't God been good in granting us such a perfect family tree? Love, Jerry. When I get this hand, I always gin. When I got your hand, I was bound to win. I've won from life 6 years of heaven. And I can't miss now. It's lucky 7. Happy anniversary, Jerry. This is a record reader. At the time he made this, record readers were very popular. They were books just like this. You'd play the record and they would give you a certain symbol of when to turn the page. So here's the Barber Shop Quartet singing, "She Was a Pearl." And this is the record. But unfortunately, I don't have a photograph that will play it today. But he recorded everything. And it told her when to turn the page, and it was a song. And she would turn the page when she would hear. So I'm guessing that the first lyrics were about how she caught him. And then turned the page. And the next verse about how she would feed him so well. Then he would hear and turn the page. And now she's a mother with her 2 demanding children. And here he's worshiping the Queen. Here they're stepping out. I Love You with her halo, Jerry. The song was wonderful. I'm sorry that we can't play it. 10. This may not be as pretentious as some cards I have written, but my love is more pretentious than the day that I was smitten. I'm thankful, but tenacious, and it is my full intent to be retentive of your love, 'cause with it I'm content. As your faithful tenant, darling, that means many meals I've eaten. As a judge, here is a sentence. You simply can't be beaten. When I hog the court in tennis, your expressions don't portend that my tendencies disgusting that I'm good, you just pretend. Our tenure of infant raisings past, now our burdens dear will lighten. More time to attend to living, our family ties will tighten. Your tenacity for higher aims, for all of us, life heightens. If any tension makes things dark, you're the spark that brightens. Our life is so entirely good, it's my promise, not just intention. On this 10th anniversary, sweet, to guarantee love's extension. By now you should know I love you. I've got your number. Marriage is a three-legged race to be run by a man and wife team. And when it's done, it's the team with true love that finally has won. I knew we were winners by year number 1. It's early in marriage when they get in a stew that husbands lose something. Tight pants are the clue. It's their figure I speak of. Mine disappeared too. And you really were cooking by year number 2. The best things in life, they tell me, are free. So I put in my order. You delivered a she, just like her mother, as perfect could be. Now anniversary and family, both number 3. Into our cup of life your goodness did pour, and our cup runneth over, Joe's spilled on the floor. And that's me, Joanne. But with motherly patience, you'd keep pouring more. You proved yourself perfect by year number 4. It's the queen bee, you know, that's the heart of each hive. It's that sweet stuff at home that makes each male thrive. To be a success, to be glad he's alive. All I called you was honey by year number 5. Our house was too perfect. It needed some nicks, so we ordered a boy that condition to fix. Our bundle of bris came with squeals and kicks. Oh gosh, weren't we lucky in year number 6? The only rhyming word in this case, dear, is heaven, and life together was just that from year number 7. Just what you catch in life, I hear, depends partly on the bait, partly upon a darn good line, and partly upon fate. Gosh, I love the one I caught when I fished for a mate. A perfect mother, a beautiful wife, and the year was number 8. A home is what you make it, or it's as I thus define, a house where love and laughter flows, and even a little wine. A house where goodness radiates from perfect wives like mine. Our home's in California now, and our wedding years are 9. Of all the males upon this earth, I'm the luckiest of men. It's because of love you give me. No, I never will say when. If I had my choice, without a change, I'd live it all again. It's wonderful, it's marvelous. It's now year number 10. Through the years, my sweet, let me repeat, living with you's been heaven, and each year's getting better. That's true now of number 11. Love, Jerry. TWA. This was an airline that was very popular then, and we took it on a trip to Kansas City. It happened to be their 12th wedding anniversary, and my father had the stewardess hand this to her on the plane. TWA. On board TWA, June 19th, 1950. "12 years ago, we were altar bound, together with ambitions." And they're going toward bliss. Today, we are KC bound, together with additions. Together, we've had a pile of wealth, treasures within nursery. My mother would always read to me while my father and brother were doing their favorite trick. Time flies, what fun, and now it's our 12th wedding anniversary. Thankful are we for a mother who trouble wondrously allays. To me, you're worth a billion, a terrific wife, always. Jerry. Lucky 13. 13 years of married life for me meant luck galore. Good health, good kids, the perfect wife. What guy could ask for more? Arrange these 13 letters. Each one denotes a year. You'll see why 13's lucky. I really mean it, dear. Year 1. Weren't we lucky with our apartment and Pontiac? Year 2. Weren't we lucky to find such a nice house? Year 3. Weren't we lucky to be blessed with such a perfect little girl? Year 4. Weren't we lucky with our work at 1012 Baltimore? 5. Weren't we lucky to be able to stay together during the war? 6. Weren't we lucky to get our good little boy? 7. Weren't we lucky to have such a fine family and good life? 8. Weren't we lucky in our move to California? 9. Weren't we lucky in the agency business? 10. Weren't we lucky with our KC trip in our Chevy? 11. Weren't we lucky to have a new convertible, such nice weekends and good friends? 12. Weren't we lucky to be able to work together at home? Weren't we lucky to have television and an airplane trip? 13. Weren't we lucky with our Buick and darn good way of life? What a lucky Clover. And together, each one tells us what happened in that year, which are the highlights of their lives together for 13 years. And together, all the years spell, Pearl, I love you. Recipe: how to make a sweetie pie. Ingredients: 1 cute figure, 2 blue eyes, 1 head of black groomed hair, a little fat, a little dough, a pinch, just anywhere. To make: pour into mold of Perfect Wife and sprinkle with Taboo, that was her favorite perfume. Soak in a tub with 1 good book, then bake in sun till through. Don't add wine and never beat. This recipe will not miss. Serves well a family of 4. It turns out just like this. P.S. This sweetie pie improves with age, but now it should be told, only 1 like this was ever made. God threw away the mold. Happy anniversary. I love you, Jerry. Official box score: the Kansas City Torn Sox versus the Kansas City Angel. June 19th, 1938 to 1953. A real American association. The diamond looked big. The players looked small. The spectators gathered and all shouted, "Play ball!" It looked like a good match from the beginning. For results, see the summary under each inning. Here's the Torn Sox and the Angel. First inning, first year of marriage, 0-0. The Angel's good form was quickly revealed. Torn Sox immediately stopped playing the field. Second inning, 1940. Torn Sox coaches say, set up a pace. Sox started to be boss, couldn't get to first base. 41. Third inning. The Angel scored first. Hooray for our Pearl. She came hurrying home with a cute baby girl. Inning in year 4. The baby would cry, Torn Sox would then balk, so the Angel would always wind up with the walk. '43, year 5. The Angel's new girl for food couldn't wait. She always was anxious to get to the plate. And these are all baseball terms. Now in 41, he scores. 44. Torn Sox scored in the 6th amid shouts of joy. There's a future in baseball, we bet for that boy. 45. The 2 kids that scored would show off a bit. Each time they appeared, they'd sure make a hit. You can see in capitalizing that he's doing all the baseball terms. 46. The pitching was good. Old Torn Sox knew how, but no one could beat the Angel's curves. Wow. 47. Torn Sox complains about calls and the sort, but it's really the Angel that's such a good sport. 48. Torn Sox is fair, the Angel is fairer. She plays this great game with hardly an error. Torn Sox tries hard. He is giving his all, but but it's really the angel that has lots on the ball. Torn Socks fouls up things on the pretext of fun, but the angel makes theirs the best home run. Torn Socks gives her trouble, that goes without doubt, but Angel seldom lets herself get put out. Torn Socks calls time out on his doctor's advice. The angel comes through, a real sacrifice. Torn Socks and the angel, playing as man and wife, pray they'll stay tied for the rest of their life. Happy anniversary. I'll love you forever. How many innings are there in baseball? A very unusual species. You're not a crab, well, as a rule. You're not a pig, you share. And though you work just like a mule, you're a lamb beyond compare. You look like a spring chicken. You make a monkey of the rest. You're a whale of a wife who's clicking. I love you, dear. You're best. That animal instinct said, do not wait. Find a female animal for your mate. I found an unusual species. 'Tis true, you're unusually good and fun, angel, too. And this wolf, lusting, was the trademark of a book he wrote called That Animal Instinct, which was a book of poems about different animals and their love interests. Happy Father's Day and happy anniversary. The year they were married, 38, and this year, both Father's Day happened on June 19th, their anniversary. So, Father's Day, June 19th, 1938. They got married. Here's the calendar. And 39, many years ago, I knew little of wives. But I loved you so. Now, with years of experience, I can truly say I love the world's best wife, this Father's Day, and now it's 1955. Pearl, you suited me to a T. They're on the golf course, hole number 1. The year we drove off together. We finished 18. You're still perfect for me. There's my brother being the caddy. Let's keep playing around forever. Jerry. The Seven Wonders of the World. And they are all my mother. It's a wonder you're so lovely, as you're forever with a bum. That's him. It's a wonder you're so happy, as you're bawled out when you hum. And that's me as a critical teenager. It's a wonder you're so feminine, as you have to get so tough with my brother in his room. It's a wonder you're so patient, as your patients make it rough. My father was in the hospital for a back injury. It's a wonder you're so youthful, as we pile chore on chore. It's a wonder you've your pride left, as I goad you more and more. My mother wouldn't eat ham or hot dogs, and he kept telling her how delicious they were and telling her to try them. It's a wonder of all wonders I was lucky enough to say I do to the wonder wife of all 19 years ago today. Remember, Volume 2. Pearl, dear. Together now for 20 years. Life has been fun with you. We've many pleasant memories. Remember, dear, these few? (1938). Together on our honeymoon, love's magic cast its spell, and nothing was too fine for us. Remember the motel? I think it was not the finest. Together, we'd be athletes, participating side by side, but sometimes we would come in last. Remember the hike to the glacier slide? Together, we'd decorate our home, carefully picking each shade and hue at 705 East 72nd. Remember, dear, the lovely blue? Together in the war we served, a great memory will never dislodge it. The film we made served the Army well. Remember serving Colonel Blodgett? I think he was very high up in the Army and came to their house. Together we took many trips to St. Paul, Denver, and many shorter, and our memories are full of joy. Remember your trip across the border? He would film them in every new state, and I think as he was filming, she tripped in between Missouri and Iowa. Together we were city bred, but the law of nature sometimes forces the city folk to seek country life. Remember when we collected horses? Together we would entertain the prettiest spreads one ever saw. They were better than we even knew. Remember the pâté de foie gras? My mother made Jewish chopped liver, and their guests didn't know chopped liver, but they knew pâté de foie gras, which was chopped liver in French. Together we vowed to stick together, and my problems became yours. We stuck together many times. Remember pasting up brochures? for his advertising business. Together we're harmonious. In first place we were judged, par excellent in song and patter. Remember when we betzed and budged? They had a song and dance routine. Together we'd keep our accounts, our business and the balance carried. We'd add 5 times the same amounts. Remember how the totals varied? Together we have participated in activities with Jim and Joe, but you entered each more thoroughly. Remember the call of Wohelo? That was the Campfire Girl motto. And my mother was the leader of the troop. Together, when it rained, we'd strip pieces of cloth, to save in glass each precious drip. Remember at 2019? That was their first house in California. Together, we've played lots of tennis, and usually, with respect, you treat me. But once you decided to serve me right. Remember, darling, when you beat me? Together we did lots of dancing. The camel's walk, foxtrot, and rumba. At the blue tango we became adept. But remember my Egyptian numba? That was his special dance. Together we pick up constantly. You can't stand things strewn sloppy. But our greatest cleanup job of all, remember picking up after Hoppy? That was the dog. Together we would speculate on 100% buildings and lots. We'd look for the cleanest real estate. Remember our charmer in Watts? I think it was just the opposite. Together we worked very hard, twixt rakes and food and great intrigue, while Joanne yelled and Jim just played. Remember us in Little League? She ran the concession stand and my dad was the coach. Together we'd pick out our cars after taking time to think and think. The models would wear, the color would not. Remember, dear, that passionate pink? Together we would often shop, sharing both the toil and tolls. With faith in the future, we'd lay in supplies. Remember, dear, the 100 rolls of toilet paper? It must have been a bargain. Together on a 6 weeks jaunt, midst singing and laughing and snoozing, each one had his way as to restaurants each day. Remember, dear, who did the choosing? There's my father, seeing everything while the 3 of us are sleeping. We took a trip across the country. 58. Together we vowed to keep Sabbath and to have a service of sorts, to eat and to dress with added finesse. Remember Jim's tennis shorts? I was in rebellion then and told my brother not to dress up, and he didn't. Together now for 20 years, I pray our ties will never sever. I know I'm the luckiest man on earth. Remember, I'll love you forever. Jerry. 1/2 of my life, from 1917 until now, was spent as a boy, was spent with a toy, was spent acting coy, a very good half. But now, one half of my life has been lived with you, dear, has been filled with good cheer, has been richer each year. You're my better half, and how? On this 21st anniversary, I love you, Jerry. Speaking of perfect running mates, and I recognize Kennedy with Johnson, you're as perfect as one can be. 22 years of experience. And they would hold up signs like this in the conventions. You're as perfect as can be at running a home. Looks like rain again. She would carry the outdoor furniture by herself in the house. At running a business. This is his business. And she's saying, you billed us for shipping the June ad, but we paid for shipping 3 ads in July, and you're the only publication that ever, blah, blah, blah. At running the kids, are you sure you used the Bradshaw phone to dial Webster? There were 2 phones, and she didn't want to use the one that would be a toll call. And running me, you're not gonna wear your ascot? A lot of things don't wear well, but you have so perfectly for these 22 years. I'm very lucky. I love you more than ever, Jerry. I feel like a newlywed most all the time, don't you? So instead of counting this anniversary, let's say 23 skidoo. I love you more than ever, Jerry. And this is an exact replica of what their living room looked like. After 24 years, I'm more than ever in love. Luck to have a wife who can take in her stride an operation of major degree and at the same time help to decide on a venture in Hollywood real estate that calls for some daring decisions while planning and going to Europe. What incentive, inciting incisions. Pearl, thanks for 25 years, which is their silver anniversary. From Oak Street to Thayer, I've accepted the shears. Thanks for being my lover for 25 years. From bottles to bottles, we've raised these 2 dears. Thanks for mothering me too for 25 years. And now my brother is drinking bourbon and I am drinking sherry. My parents didn't drink anything alcoholic. From High Vial to Hank Weber, in work up to our ears, thanks for being my partner for 25 years. He worked with him in his first advertising agency, and here he is in their home agency. From sugarless cookies to pineapple tears, thanks for feeding your sweetheart for 25 years. From Spring Valley to the Standard, through my kudos and jeers, thanks for mixing my doubles for 25 years. From the Deer Lodge through Europe, we've never brought up the rears. Thanks for being my buddy for 25 years. They were always the first in line everywhere. From the Hoopa to Brandeis, joy has drowned out our tears. I pray it continues for 25 years. I love you more than ever, Jerry. Love and exes. We both made our picks in the Ambassador Roof where they met. We decided to mix. We asked Dorothy Dix, like a couple of hicks. She was the advice columnist. And I think she told them they were too young. We got married for kicks. We moved from the sticks, from Kansas City to California. Our treats were their tricks. Our homes got their nicks. We're really in fine fix, but we've taken our licks in their real estate ventures. We still feel like young chicks. Can it be 26? I love you more than ever. Kicks, kiss, kicks. Love, Jerry. To outsmart eavesdropping relatives and a curious operator, you got my coded message when I said, I'll see you later. Today, with automated phones all over, there is never a need to code what is in my heart. I love you more than ever. P.S. Tonight, if someone rings me, my work I need not interrupt, and my secretary will not get cold. She'll get the message covered up. This is by their bed, and the lamp that was by their bed. Pearl, thanks for 27 wonderful years, Jerry. Pearl, this last year was really varied. They got a new color TV, 1965. At the New York Fair, we tarried. He says, you missed a great, great exhibit. He was always enthusiastic about all the exhibits that she could take an hour at most. Joe returned, but we were harried. I had been in the Peace Corps and came back with a very traumatic love affair I had had. Bolivia was really peachy. Our Arrowhead plans were buried. They were going to buy real estate, but she says, but if we turn it, we won't see the lake. So they didn't do it. Jim and Barbara were married. My baby, how old were we? We were Judy, Jeff, and Jerried. My cousin Judy and her children came to visit and kept them busy. Barbara told us that she carried. You're going to be a grandparent? Joe thrust east, then west, we parried. They went to Hawaii and I went to Washington. Joe's front page, we did with care read. I was on the front page after joining the teacher corps, and he says, did they spell our name right? What was she wearing? You went east, my menu dairied. She was having 2 whitefish and a corned beef at a deli in New York, while he was having his cottage cheese and always thought it was great. Jim, Barb, and Kip, their dog, westward ferried. Welcome home, but don't sit on the sofa. Joe tells truth when TV queried. I was on the program to tell the truth. My name is Joanne Navor. Yes, this last year really varied. Great, great color. But essentially, it's been the same as the other 27. Filled with your love and devotion, I'm very lucky. Happy 28. Most anniversary cards in June invariably bring up the moon, which causes lovers to sit and spoon. And here they were on her porch before they were married. The address, 2610. But as we use up our lover's lease, even though the moon does never cease, our spoons sometimes seem to decrease. It seems they were always losing their spoons or putting them in, and they got chopped up in the garbage disposal, so he gave her a lot of spoons for this anniversary. And this is their last home. Remember, dear, our romantic past, so let's not dispose of spoons so fast. Here's enough now to last and last. I love you more than ever. Happy 29th. A list of wedding anniversaries, and the 30th was Pearl. It's my 30th, and I have Pearl. There once was a gem of a girl who set my small brain in a whirl. She said, I'll be your wife. She made perfect my life. A priceless possession is my Pearl. Thanks for being such a great companion. And if you can see, he has faces on each pearl. There she is. There he is, a whirl. And there they are, the two pearls kissing. Love, Jerry. He said, just look at this new grapefruit diet. Lose 10 pounds in 10 days on a grapefruit diet. She said, it looks great. Let's both try it. So they got all these bags of grapefruit. And as you see, they both need a little diet. After trying it for 1 week, he said, she is better than a grapefruit to squeeze. He said, she is in great shape from her hair to her knees. He said, she has a new diet, and it works with such ease. And there she is, sneaking into the candy drawer, which she did often. A drawer full of jujus and a lot of Hershey's. After 31 years, it's fun going to pot together. I love you, Jerry. In 38, I fell for your style. I fell for your beauty, for your charm, for your smile. I fell for your sense. I fell for your line. And I'm still falling for you. It's now 69, and there they are at a park with their granddaughter, Karen, and he was showing off on the monkey bars and fell. And my mother says, oh, let's get right home. And Karen says, no, I want to stay in the park. I love you more than ever, Jerry. It's 32, and Pearl Navor, I love you.